Welcome to the Global Gaming Business Podcast, the industry's first and longest running podcast, now in our 17th year. I'm Roger Gross, the publisher of GGB, and this week we have a discussion with Ray Pineault, the president and CEO of Mohigan Gaming and Entertainment, on his company's priorities in 2022 and beyond. This program is thanks in part to Konami Gaming. Later in the show, we're talking about a Konami creation that keeps reaching more and more properties year after year. Stay tuned. Welcome to the Global Gaming Business Podcast. Our guest today is Ray Pineault, the president and CEO of Mohigan Gaming and Entertainment. Ray, it's great to see you again. We saw each other this summer in New York, and I'm glad you're back east now because it's a little bit chilly, and I'm nice and warm here in Las Vegas. So nice to see you.
Roger, it's always a pleasure to see you. It's definitely getting cold here in New England, but we've come to expect it, right? It's getting near the end of fall, heading towards winter, and we'll see snowflakes flying around here.
Yeah, I don't want to see anything like that. So I'm glad I'm out here. So congratulations on being named of one of the 25 people to watch for 2022 by our editorial advisory board. Well deserved. I can't believe it's taken this long because we've been friends now for at least 10 years, and you've made incredible progress in your career and with the company as well.
Well, thank you, Roger. It's been a pleasure working with you all these years and knowing you all these years. It's been an honor to work with this organization. I'm coming up on my 21st anniversary of working here with the organization. They've given me a lot of opportunities throughout my career to advance myself here. So I feel honored that they've given me the opportunity to lead the organization, and I look forward to continuing to work here.
Absolutely. Well, the chairman, James Gessner, has had some really nice things to say about you on your appointment. So what does it feel to have that kind of confidence coming from the tribal board?
I've always had a tremendous relationship with our board here. They're a fantastic board to work with. They're very helpful and insightful, and, maintaining that relationship as we move forward in a partnership together to make sure that I'm leading the organization in a direction that they want to see it move forward. It's a family business, with the tribal ownership here, and they have a responsibility to a broader community of the entire tribal membership. And I feel that responsibility to make sure that I deliver on their behalf.
Yeah, no question about that. Well, you were chief operating officer prior to your appointment, so it probably didn't take you that long to get up to speed on what's going on. But how much different is being the guy in charge, the guys that's making those decisions? Again, I go back to, I've been here coming up on 21 years. I've known all the people that are working here throughout my career. I'm very, very fortunate to work with a group of executives who are highly experienced, extremely knowledgeable in gaming operations, professionals in their fields, and tremendous leaders. So when you have a group of people like that, the transition that much easier. I've already had the built-in relationship with them all because obviously as COO, I had built relationships with them beforehand. Sure.
On the CEO job is a bit different though. We've brought on a COO to handle the operations side of it. And as a CEO, have to now focus more on the strategic direction and where the company is going to go. The tribe likes to talk about 13 generations to come. And I need to make sure that I'm setting up the organization for long-term success.
Yeah, no question about that. So, you mentioned some of the people you have in charge of the properties, and I know most of them, and they're tremendous people. So I guess you can concentrate on the growth of the company, and as you said, strategic direction the company's going in. So one of the things you're doing is developing a huge integrated resort in South Korea. How's that going, and what's the status of that? I know it was delayed a little bit during the pandemic.
Yeah, listen, the pandemic changed just about everything, didn't it? I mean, it's been incredible. We're coming up on 2 years. I'm very pleased to announce that in Korea, we've closed on all the financing. We're on the final stages of transferring the money from the mezzanine financing and the project financing into the bank accounts to have the flow of funds into the Korea bank accounts. That should be completed in the next 24 to 48 hours. We're remobilizing all of the construction crews, and no later than December 1, they'll be back on site. There's already steel on the ground there, and they'll get back going on continuing to erect the facilities there. So I'm confident that, we've set a timeline of 2023 for the opening of the facility. We're ready to remobilize. Our construction contractor, Hanwha, is mobilizing now and has given us a date of no later than December 1 to be on the ground, moving steel and get the construction back going again. So things are moving along well there, and really look forward to that project really materializing.
Great. Are you a little concerned about the rumors coming out of China that they're going to really restrict the movement of their citizens, especially to gambling destinations?
Well, listen, what we're building in Incheon, and, we're located adjacent to the seventh busiest airport in the world, is an entertainment destination, and it's not based solely on gaming, as we're building one of the largest arenas. We're building some, obviously, dining and shopping, along with convention space and other things to attract people to there. So while we're going to have the gaming as part of it, we're also going to have a big reliance on some non-gaming amenities that are going to be there. I think this pendulum with China over the last 5 years swings back and forth on a regular basis, something that people have come to expect. I think that COVID has really been the bigger restrictor on travel more than anything else. I'm hoping we're going to come out of this and people are going to learn to live with how we deal with COVID. There's new, not only the vaccines that have come out, but there are treatments that are coming out, and people will become more comfortable with living with COVID. I'm not sure we ever defeat it. And as a destination, as a busy airport, I'm confident that we're going to be able to, regardless of the pendulum swings that happen in China, be able to have a successful operation.
Great. That's exciting for sure. So how about Greece? You recently withdrew from the Athens project there. What happened?
It's very unfortunate. When I came into the job, we had to look at everything that we had on our plate, and we had to look at, all of the commitments that we had. We had decided, when you looked at where the COVID situation stood, where you looked at international travel stood, where we looked at, we already had commitments that were in place at the time, that at this time, it just wasn't the right project for us. Right. We wish the Greek government and our foreign partners or our current partners from a legal standpoint, Gek Turner, the greatest of success. They have a tremendous project there, but for us, it just wasn't the right time to invest in that project.
Okay, well, that makes sense. So your commercial properties seem to be coming back strongly from the pandemic. I know you recently celebrated the 15th anniversary of your Mohegan Sun project in Pocono Downs. I believe that was the first commercial casino operated by a tribe. So are you happy with what's happening there these days?
Yeah, Roger. So let's talk about, all of our properties now, because they're all back open. Sure. Canada reopened Niagara properties on July 23rd after they had been closed for nearly 16 months. Right. And interestingly enough, Pocono celebrated their 15th anniversary, Connecticut its 25th, and the Niagara casinos also celebrated their 25th anniversary all this year. Right. So all tremendous achievements for all the properties. I will tell you that the performance from the properties has been, spectacular. We're very happy. We'll be reporting our quarterly results in early December, and I think people will be very happy with the results that they've seen from our operations. I'm very pleased with what they've done. We reimagined, as everybody's talked about, how we do business, what's important, where we spend our money, how we reinvest our guests, where we need to spend our capital costs and where we need to spend our operating costs. And I think that you'll see that we've had margin improvement. We've had improvement in our property operations. And I think going forward that we're going to be able to maintain that and continue to build on it as we look at these operations and their continued success.
Okay, great. So I just visited your Las Vegas property, your first Las Vegas property at the Virgin Hotel, the former Hard Rock. I've interviewed Boz Bosworth several times, and he seems like a real dynamic guy. So how's that working out for you, that relationship with Boz and his people?
Listen, Las Vegas, as you know, has been a bit of a hot spot for COVID. We opened in the middle of COVID, a challenge unto itself. I think that that is going to be in the Las Vegas market is something that we've always wanted to do. It is the mecca of gaming in the world, and we felt we needed to be there. I think Boz is a tremendous partner, and we have a great relationship, and we make sure that we work together to make that a dynamic, fun, and entertaining resort. And I think long term, that's going to be a great success for us as well as Boz. I think we've gone through some growing pains as we've dealt with COVID. We've dealt with masks. We've dealt with restrictions and mandates. But we're getting better and things are continuing to grow, and we still have plans on how we continue to revitalize and bring a great vibe to that property. And again, I'm confident in the ability of that property to perform and be a great asset for us.
Sure. Well, for any gaming company, a Las Vegas property is good news because you can offer your guests in other locations a Las Vegas vacation. Has that been working out for you? Have you been hearing a lot of demand from your East Coast guests or anywhere you're operating right now?
Listen, I think that's one of the advantages that we have when we think about, the properties that we have. When we think about Connecticut, you've been to Mohegan Sun, beautiful property,
Right.
big property, near the Rhode Island shores, near the ocean. Niagara Falls, probably one of the most beautiful, iconic locations that you can ever go visit. Out in Washington at Edilon A, you have the beautiful mountains that are out there, fantastic weather,
Right.
not that far from Seattle or the Oregon coast. And then you add Las Vegas to it, the mecca of gaming. So when you think about where we're located in the New Jersey shore with resorts, right? You yourself visit New Jersey and the shore down there. What a great place to be during the summer and visit that shoreline and be on the beaches and the ocean. So when you think about where we're positioned and our ability to take our guests and market them and move them around amongst our properties, I think having something in Vegas and these other locations is an opportunity for us to say, hey, we know you want to travel. We know you want to visit these locations. Let's show you what we have from an amenity standpoint. And yes, there's demand for our guests to visit our various properties and move them throughout them.
Sure.
Konami's award-winning Synchros is the casino management system of choice for some of the industry's most innovative operators. Many have chosen Synchros in recent years. Operators like Rivers Casino in Pennsylvania and New York, Desert Diamond Casino in Arizona, Golden Entertainment, 10 casinos across the U.S., Carnival Corporation and Norwegian Cruise Lines, Las Vegas' newest strip mega resort, Resorts World Las Vegas, and it was selected by the nation's largest casino on the West Coast with over 6,500 slot machines and an amazing new resort hotel. To start speaking with the Konami team about Synchros and why so many casinos are choosing it, visit konamigaming.com/connect.
Well, you mentioned Atlantic City, the North Beach casinos, which includes resorts in Hard Rock and Ocean, have been posting great revenues, throughout the year. Do you think Atlantic City's back now, and do you expect it that kind of success to continue during the slow winter season?
Listen, I think the North Beach, the combination of resorts and oceans and Hard Rock have done a great collaborative job of making that section of the boardwalk really exciting and inviting. So it's great to see the revitalization of that area of the boardwalk. I think that those three properties are going to continue to flourish. I think Resorts has done a great job under the leadership of Mark Giantonio, who I think you know as well.
Sure. Yep.
Done a tremendous job down there, and I think that Resorts is on a tremendous footing, and they're going to have one of their best years ever. And coming out of the pandemic, I just see better things in the brighter future for the whole Resorts property, that North Beach property. And I do think the Atlantic City market has stabilized, and you're seeing good growth there now.
Sure. So you just opened a sports book at your flagship property in Connecticut. That must be exciting for you. How are people responding to that?
So we've entered the digital gaming world and 2 feet in. So we opened up a retail sports book here in Connecticut. We've opened up a mobile sports book in Connecticut, and we've opened up an iCasino here in Connecticut.
Right.
We're exploring iCasino and digital gaming and retail sports wagering in Niagara. We have operations, obviously, in New York and Pennsylvania that we also work with, and we'll be opening our sports book hopefully in Las Vegas in a very short period of time too. Listen, the digital world is a space that many people are entering. I think it's complementary to our bricks and mortar business. I think it's an opportunity to not only interact with our current guests in a 360 fashion, to have a multi-platform approach to them, an omni-channel approach, as people like to say, but we're also introducing new guests to Mohegan Sun, some that perhaps have never been here before, but they want to do sports wagering or they want to do iGaming. We can use our platform, our digital platform, to introduce people to Mohegan Sun and bring them to our bricks and mortar so we can capture them in an omni-channel approach and be able to communicate to them in multiple medias.
Sure. Well, that's a progressive outlook that I think a lot of gaming companies are taking. But you had a little bit of an advantage helping to run the online casino at Resorts there as well. I mean, they're doing very well as when you look at their revenue on the online gaming side. So how did that help you launch in Connecticut?
Well, a lot of our team that's here now was all in Resorts before they were opening and helped them.
Right.
down there. So it gave us the advantage of knowing people who were there from the ground up and understanding how to build this organization and how to make sure you have a separate entity and how you have an organization that's focused on the digital, but that digital then is working symbiotically with the bricks and mortar to make sure that you're capturing that guest at every opportunity that you can in that omni-channel approach. So I think having been there from the get-go and understanding how to build that business and then be able to bring it here gave us a leg up to understand, how we bring that to Connecticut and grow it as well.
Sure, no question. That's great. So, you mentioned the pandemic. It impacted employees so strongly, and so in some companies they've had trouble attracting their employees back. But I don't think you've had that problem. I mean, you seem to have really rebounded pretty well with employees coming back and that kind of thing.
I think, what we focused on when we reopened was providing a safe environment for our team members. Mm-hmm. So when we were bringing team members back, we wanted to make sure that we were providing them with a safe and comfortable environment. We did that, and we continue to do that. We've always communicated with our team members, but during this period of time, we had to over communicate with our team members. Sure. Mm-hmm. We need to make sure that their interests are our interests. We believe that they're the core of our success. So we need to make sure that we're listening to their concerns. We've been able to bring back a lot of our team members, just having celebrated our 25th anniversary. We had hundreds of team members who have been here for the 25 years, which is a great honor and testament to their work ethic, as well as to the organization and having people here for that long. And we really appreciate everything that they've done. Listen, the hiring challenges are happening everywhere. Right. This resignation is not something that we're immune to, and we're seeing this at our properties. Mm-hmm. Do have a tremendous loyalty from our team members. So, we've been able to get through it. But that's not to say that we're not have open positions we're looking to fill, and certainly are out there on the recruiting base looking to fill these positions to make sure, we can stay at full complement of team members that we need throughout the organization.
Sure. Well, I'm good friends with Tom Canton, your vice president of entertainment, and he did a tremendous job during the pandemic to really open up the arena there to sports and to entertainment. And I thought the job that he did really helped your employees, really get motivated and raise their morale.
Listen, what Tom and his team did during the pandemic when guests weren't even allowed in the arena to come up with those unique ideas to be able to provide an entertainment option within the arena when we couldn't allow guests and work symbiotically to bring boxing and MMA to Mohegan Sun was just a tremendous idea, very innovative, and also gave opportunities for team members to get back to work. And, sure. Didn't have that opportunity for a period of time and be able to offer that to them, I think was a tremendous morale boost for them. And, also solidified the loyalty between the organization and the team members that we were thinking about them as well as the organization of how we can get them back to work and provide them with opportunities. So, kudos to Tom, kudos to his team for pulling that off. Really to be able to run basketball, run boxing, run MMA during a period of time when we weren't able to have guests and be able to do it in a manner that gave employment to team members, that created exposure for our organization was just nothing but a tremendous success.
Sure, and the what you did with the basketball tournaments when you created that bubble there, I mean that was really the first time that had been done anywhere. So that almost laid the groundwork for other cities that could do that kind of thing, and that's not to be underestimated.
It's the out of box thinking that, we've come to expect from our team members, coming up with something different, something unique, something to, deliver that people want something and being able to provide it to them. So that Bubbleville, and if you talk to the teams that were here, they all felt it was tremendous success. We got tremendous kudos from the NCAA, right. From the basketball teams, from the coaches that were here. It provided it for them for a safe, enjoyable environment to be able to continue on with their athletics without having to worry about the other things, that were impacting their lives at the time. Sure.
So it seems everywhere I go, I run into people who've had experience in the Mohigan organization. Why is Mohigan such a great incubator for gaming talent?
Because I think it's a great place to work. I think that the culture that we've created here, people gravitate to. I think that, we truly focus on how we treat team members, how we treat each other. Our core principles, our spirit of Equay is something that, I as a leader and our entire executive team believes in, and that we bleed. And then if we believe in it, our team's going to believe in it. And we push that down throughout the organization. So when they come here, we certainly want to make sure that they're getting the best experience and growth opportunities. And, it's always disappointing to lose a great leader. But we always encourage great leaders to move on to better their careers.
Yeah, no question. So you've got a busy year coming up. What's going to be your focus?
Oh, God. Korea.
Yeah.
A multi-billion-dollar project that's kicking off, and I anticipate I'm going to have to travel to Korea a few times this coming year, and making sure we're moving forward, making sure we have the right relationships, and that we're building that organization for success. So, 2 years goes by very quickly. 2 years has been nearly fly by, and we'll be up and operating, and we want to make sure we do it right the first time, and we're ready to go. Digital gaming literally just launched September 30th. If we think about retail sports wagering, online wagering, mid-October. So we think there's a tremendous opportunity, not just here in Connecticut, but in other jurisdictions where we can grow that. We have some underutilized property in our various locations that we have some plans for. So those projects alone are certainly going to keep me busy for quite a while.
I'm sure. Well, Ray, it's great to see you, and congratulations once again on being named 25 people to watch for 22. And we'll be watching you long after that, I'm sure. So thanks for the time, and good luck.
Thank you, Roger. It's always a pleasure to catch up.
Great. Thanks again to Konami Gaming. Head to konamigaming.com/connect to start speaking with Konami's top Synchros representatives about your 2022 technology goals. To learn more about Mohigan Gaming and Entertainment and its future developments, visit ggbmagazine.com. To get all the news of the gaming industry delivered to your desktop every Monday morning, sign up at ggbnews.com and use the coupon code GGB180 for a free subscription. Don't miss a single episode of the podcast. Sign up on Apple Podcasts or Spotify today. So we'll see you next time on the GGB Podcast.